The Clintons got their time in the hot seat. They got their time in the hot seat. Bill Clinton has been dragged over to testify in front of Congress about what he knew about Jeffrey Epstein's crimes, which, if you believe him, you're going to be shocked to hear Bill Clinton has no idea about anything. Now, I've seen his status, his condition lately, and I would say maybe that is true. It's like if you were to wheel Joe Biden into some testimony and you're like, do you recall this? Joe Biden would be like, nope. And I would have no idea of knowing if he were telling the truth because I actually believe he probably doesn't remember. So Bill Clinton says he has no idea. He says, first, I had no idea of the crimes Epstein was committing. No matter how many photos you show me, I have two things that at the end of the day matter more than your interpretation of those 20-year-old photos. Hold on. By the way, he wants to remind you they're 20 years old. So it shouldn't matter that these are young women that he's gallivanting around with because it was 20 years ago. At what does she say? Hillary Clinton. What difference does it make? What difference does it make? It's only 20 years old. Why do you care anymore? It's 20 years ago. He says, I know what I saw and more importantly, what I didn't see. I know what I did and more importantly, what I didn't do. I saw nothing and I did nothing wrong. Okay. Well, strong statement. Very, very clear. I didn't do anything wrong. I didn't see anything done wrong. No wrongdoing was committed by me or in front of me. As a married man, I guess. So, seeing as Bill Clinton brought up the photos, let's see them. Oh, nothing to see here. Bill Clinton just twinsying with Jeffrey Epstein. And then you have partying. Yep. Oh, they're twinning again. Yep. That is interesting, but he doesn't know anything about anything, okay? There's a redacted face, which means a young woman that he's got his arm. That's a thing. He doesn't know anything. He doesn't know a thing. Now, I will just say, hold on, Stephen, go back to that other one. I don't recall Hillary Clinton ever looking like that. Doesn't look to me like that's Hillary. So no wrongdoing, none whatsoever. A redacted face, which we knew from the DOJ that the redacted faces were only for the minors, the underage girls. Bill Clinton is rather cozy with an underage girl. No wrongdoing. Nothing to see here. Now go ahead. Keep going, Stephen. Yep. Then Bill Clinton going for a casual swim, a nighttime swim with Ghislaine Maxwell and another chick with a redacted face, which again would indicate that it was a minor. So just going for who among us doesn't go for casual nighttime swims with a prolific sex trafficker and a minor? Duh. That's what I'm doing later tonight, actually. I'm going home and I'm going to have a casual swim with a minor and a known, human peddler, young woman peddler. That's weird. Oh, and by the way, Bill Clinton and Michael Jackson, birds of a feather flock together. Alleged child predator Michael Jackson. That's so crazy that he had all of these instances that we see pictures, we know his time with Jeffrey Epstein goes much deeper than that. But these are the things that we can put in front of your very eyeballs that we know happened, but no, he don't know nothing about nothing. He doesn't know nothing about nothing. Now, he did say, I find this to be hilarious, actually. He did say in his testimony that to his knowledge, Trump wasn't involved in anything with Epstein. So, he would be the person to tell you, at what point are we going to vindicate Donald Trump on this? At what point are we going to say we have asked literally people who hate Donald Trump to their core, and all of them say, no, Donald Trump has never been implicated in any of this? At what point are you guys going to move on from this? Oh my gosh, there were so many pictures when I went to DC and I was at that shitty Democrat protest event to the State of the Union that Joy Reid was like, "Meh, meh, meh, meh." And so there were so many homemade signs about Jeffrey Epstein. Pedo protector, you're a pedo protector if you like President Trump at all because he's in the Epstein files. Nobody can actually find anything that he did wrong. Isn't that interesting? Nobody can find a shred of evidence. Bill Clinton could have used his moment. He didn't. Now, let's not forget with the Clintons, it's plural for a reason. There's Hillary Clinton as well. And yesterday, she got her chance to gaslight America too. Now, she testified before the House Oversight Committee, and she says that she knew even less than her husband.
I never met Jeffrey Epstein, never had any connection or communication with him. I knew Ghislaine Maxwell casually as an acquaintance.
Oh, okay. Didn't know Epstein, only knew Ghislaine casually. She wasn't even a friend. She wasn't even a friend. I didn't have her phone number. She was just an acquaintance. I barely knew her. Ghislaine who? I don't remember what's her last name again? Weird, because Hillary seemed to invite Ghislaine Maxwell to her daughter's wedding. Do you invite casual acquaintances to your child's wedding? I sure don't. Now, Chelsea's wedding was in July of 2010, and there's Ghislaine Maxwell in all her glory. Was it just a really big wedding? Are we inviting close friends, family, extended friends, and also random acquaintances that what's her name again? That's weird. Now, I will just say, Jeffrey Epstein probably would have been there too. He probably would have gotten the invite, but he was still on house arrest until August of that year for child prostitution. He couldn't make it. They wouldn't give him the ankle monitor for the weekend. So he had to miss that one. Now, I will at least say the media, there's a first time for everything. They did an accidental journalism, okay? And they asked Hillary a question about why Ghislaine was at Chelsea's wedding. Here's what she said.
I ask, why was Ghislaine Maxwell invited to your daughter Chelsea Clinton's wedding in 2010? She'd already been mentioned in a civil lawsuit by Virginia Giuffre before that. Jeffrey Epstein had already been convicted before that.
She came as the plus one, the guest of someone who was invited.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you all.
Oh. She's like, all right, that's enough. She was just a guest of someone who was invited. Could we know who that person is, please? You wouldn't want to be a pedo protector, would you? I've been reliably informed, and I agree that pedo protectors are really bad. It's kind of all the left has been saying for the last 6 months, that pedo protectors are really bad. So Hillary, please speak into the microphone and tell us exactly who it was that was the guest that Ghislaine Maxwell just happened to be a plus one for. The world would like to know. Now, Hillary, in this entire charade, has been histrionic at some points, but she has been so incredibly disingenuous about wanting transparency. Yeah, right. I'm sure, because in all her time in public service, she was like the queen of transparency, right? And she's like, we have to have this broadcast live. Here's her just a few weeks ago. All right, let's stop the games. If you want this fight, Representative James Comer, let's have it in public. You love to talk about transparency. There's nothing more transparent than a public hearing. Cameras on. We will be there. I am the queen of transparency. Give me my crown. Okay. Well, she was pretty butthurt when a photo of her was posted. They paused the hearing after this picture was taken by Representative Lauren Boebert, and it was leaked online. And the Clinton legal team said the photograph was a violation of House rules. We are so transparent. We want the American people to see, think, hear, and feel every single piece of this entire thing, but don't you dare post a picture. Don't you dare post a picture. Here is Hillary Clinton, very upset about this leaked photo.
Challenge in the beginning because we had agreed upon rules based on the fact it was going to be a closed hearing at their demand. And one of the members violated that rule, which was very upsetting because it suggested that they might violate other of our agreements. So we had to cease the hearing for a period of time until we could get assurances that no rules would be broken going forward. And we returned to answer questions repetitively, literally over and over again.
Yeah, bitch. That's kind of what a deposition is. There's a lot of questions that you're asked and then you have to answer them repeatedly. Like, this isn't are you a lawyer? Aren't you a lawyer? I thought you should know that by now. That's literally what a deposition is. You answer questions repeatedly. It's entirely annoying. It's very that's all part of the process, ma'am. Now, it's also very interesting that they questioned her under oath about Pizzagate.
It then got, at the end, quite unusual because I started being asked about UFOs and a series of questions about Pizzagate, one of the most vile, bogus conspiracy theories that was propagated on the internet, that was serving as the basis of a member's questions to me.
I don't know, ma'am. I don't know. You're saying it's bogus. What I think is bogus and crazy, I would love to know why Jeffrey Epstein talked about pizza so much. It was the only thing he talked about. You want to call this pizza? Oh, it was a conspiracy theory. Oh, it wasn't actually. I don't know why in the world I was asked about pizza so many times. I don't know. I would like to know why in the world your buddy, Jeffrey Epstein, your husband's buddy, Jeffrey Epstein, talked all day long about pizza, and yet there is no photo I have ever been able to find of Jeffrey Epstein eating pizza. I've never seen a photo of him actually eating pizza. All he talked about in the Epstein files. Isn't it interesting? Another thing he talks about in the Epstein files, jerky. He really loves the jerky. Okay, so please don't gaslight us and tell us that this was some crazy kooky, I'm being asked about UFOs and Pizzagate and all these other crazy crackpot conspiracy theories. I don't know. What I think is weirder than you being asked that question is the fact that homeboy over there was talking so much about pizza and jerky, and really these conversations that he was having did not make sense in the context in which he was using these terms. That's what I think is weird. That's what I think is bogus. I don't think she wants to talk about that, though.